guys, welcome back to Gwayne Sailing. We left St. Lucia in early July and headed for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Grenadines are a chain of 32 islands in the Lesser Antilles. The northern two-thirds are a dependency of St. Vincent, while the southern islands are a part of Grenada. The island chain is about 60 miles long and runs between St. Vincent and Grenada. Only about 9 of these islands are inhabited. The Grenadines are known worldwide for first-class scuba diving, yachting, and secluded crystal clear waters. We visited a few of these islands along our route to Grenada, and here are some of the highlights from each. In Beckway, the colorful houses and yards line the waterfront of the small fishing village. There's a lively downtown scene, and beautiful beachfront restaurants and bars face the anchorage. There's this restaurant called the Whalebone Restaurant, which is made from real whale bones. Wayne joined in on a jam session at one of the restaurants on the beach with a few other cruisers. A wooden boardwalk has been built along the rock cliffs to make it easy to walk between town and the beach restaurants. And because it's mango season here in the Caribbean, the trees were full of mangoes, ready to be picked. We ended up making a lot of fresh mango salsa and smoothies this month. There were many good snorkel spots here. We saw cute pufferfish and some old statues sunk underneath the water. We hiked up to the Fort Hamilton lookout with Derek and Beata. The fort was gone, but there were some canyons, and we had a great view of our boat from up there. We also tried a few very other hilly hiking trails and visited the Maritime Museum. We enjoyed the playful goats that we came across on our walks. We took a dinghy ride over to Moon Hole Homes to see the eco-friendly houses, which were built back in the 1960s, with all scavenged materials that were designed to blend into nature. All of the beaches were beautiful, and there was a fun nightlife scene here. Beckway is probably one of our favorite islands in the Grenadines. We had a quick overnight stop in Canouan. Because it's known for its abundance of sea turtles, land tortoises, and beautiful beaches, this little-known island doesn't get many tourists, and that means it's a hotspot for celebrities. The name of the island is derived from the native word Kanan, meaning turtle or turtle island. We had no idea before we arrived that this island is filled with hundreds of red-footed tortoises. The locals consider them as pests that eat their gardens, and we were warned not to touch the turtles since they have a nasty dose of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. Every yard that we passed had at least 2 to 3 turtles, chickens, goats, and of course dogs. Even the cemetery had turtles. This island was very hilly, and the northern half of the island was gated off by wealthy landowners in the north. Locals and visitors are not welcome unless they are staying at an exclusive resort in that area. So instead, we visited the world-class marina, built by one of the ultra-rich homeowners for the yachters. It was called Sandy Lane Yacht Club. The facilities were beautiful and very cheap since it was currently off-season. There was an infinity pool, a freshwater pool, 3 bars, and an amazing grocery store. We enjoyed drinks and lunch by the pool and made some new friends at Scruffy's Bar. Staying in a marina here was a real treat for us after we've been anchoring during these last few months. Meru was next, where we ate dinner with friends at Dennis's Hideaway Restaurant. This restaurant had a pool that we could swim in, while the owner, Dennis, cooked us a traditional Caribbean-style meal. The girls got a picture with Dennis and his brother before heading back to our boats right at sunset. Tobago Cays Marine Park is located within Meru, and it reminded us a lot of Wardrick Wells Land and Sea Park in the Exumas, with its horseshoe-shaped reef, crystal clear blue lagoons, and rich coral reefs. We snorkeled in the turtle sanctuary with green and hawksbill sea turtles, rays, and pufferfish. The Meru Beach Club was just around the corner, but it was already crowded with a group of 6 to 7 catamarans all rafted up against the beautiful, pristine beach. We set up our beach chairs and enjoyed the afternoon with friends under the palm trees. There wasn't much here on the island to see, other than an old abandoned hotel, a small store, a few beach bars. There was a restaurant where we all had an amazing dinner that night. We stayed in Union Island for the next 3 days and dinghied back and forth to land each day to spend our days at the remote luxury hotel, which just reopened right before we arrived. Chatham Bay was hit hard from Hurricane Beryl in 2024, and the resort lets cruisers use their pool and hotel facilities if we bought a drink or ate dinner there. So we anchored right in front of their beautiful grounds that had a lot of dead trees from the hurricane seawater and huge boulders on the beach. We ate meals at their restaurant overlooking the bay with our friends. We had drinks in the hotel's infinity pool, and we were able to use their air-conditioned bathroom, which is not very common here in the Caribbean. Wayne cleaned the bottom of the boat while we were here, before we moved around to the other side of the island to the more populated Clifton Harbor. After a quick walk around town, we dinghied over to Happy Island. This is a small bar that was built on a coral rock island in the middle of a shallow bay. They had a very limited menu, but very friendly service and a great view. It was quite the experience. The island of Carriacou was next. Hurricane Beryl also devastated Carriacou back in 2024, but it's another one of our top favorite islands in the Grenadines. This island is actually part of Grenada, so we were able to check into Grenadian customs here. We parked on the nearby sketchy dinghy dock and ate a quick lunch before taking a scenic ride around the harbor in our dinghy. We ended the night with a great dinner with Mike and Victoria. Sandy Island was our next stop in Carriacou, and it was the most beautiful tropical island I've ever seen. After anchoring our big boat, we dinghied over to the island to walk on the soft sand and enjoy the beautiful day. The warm water gently lapped on both sides of this narrow island. We also brought our snorkel gear to watch the cool fish. But the best snorkeling here was at the nearby underwater sculpture park, where we explored 30 different statues of local school children in sailboats. These kids represent the uncertain waters of the future and are reminders of climate change and the embodiment of resilience, hope, and defiance. In the afternoon, we headed to Paradise Beach Club, where cruisers can paint wooden boards to create a sign with their boat name. We ate dinner on the beach here with friends as we watched the colorful sun set. Because Sandy Island was so beautiful, we went back the next day when the sun came out for another walk and snorkel. In the bright sun, we could see that the sand was actually pink from the Caribbean shells and coral below. This was truly paradise. We could have stayed here for days. We highly recommend that visitors check out the island of Carriacou. We headed out the next day to Ronde Island. Where Wayne caught a few fish along the way. This quiet island was our last stop before arriving in the mainland of Grenada. This was a perfect place to do the usual boat maintenance projects that are required to keep our boat in ship shape. In the evenings, we sat on our catamaran and listened to the waves as they gently washed up on the rocky shore. A few boaters got together one night for a beach bonfire while we were treated to a picture-perfect sunset. Well, that's all for this episode of Gwayne Sailing. Join us next time as we arrive in Grenada and we try something new with these videos. Stay tuned, I think you'll really like it. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye guys!